Happy Thursday. Almost through. Come on, come up on stage. I don't know what happened there. But yes. Okay. Let us see. Just bringing you up on stage. Do you raise your hand at all? Is that raised? Okay, let me see what's going on. Okay, there, fabulous.
Oh, we made it.
Awesome. Yeah, a little glitch there. But hello, Lou Berry. You're Lou as well, if I'm saying it right. So welcome everybody to the Time Rebels, breaking the rules of productivity. As solo players, we are hang up on being productive. Every bit of productivity we can out of every second of the day. Today, we're going to be talking about how that can be counterproductive, actually, and the different strategies that you can put in place so that it's in alignment with you, with your to make sure that you're still delivering the value you're still able to you want to achieve without feeling like or without needing to be uber productive as we see, in the space. So welcome for Olivia and Lou to introduce themselves. I'm going to start with Olivia. Please introduce yourself. Tell us a little bit about your struggles with time.
I'm Olivia Denton Thomas, the brand counselor. I help women go from hustling to wholeness as they are building their businesses, going from a business to a brand. And for me, time has always been interesting. I am a mother, ADHD. So physiologically, I have a weird relationship in just life. And the more that I'm discovering about inattentive ADHD, it's not just about a lack of focus. For everybody, time is kind of measured with your heartbeat. That your heart is beating, so it says this is a second, like biologically. But for someone with ADHD, they don't have that same connection between the brain and the heart. So I don't feel time in the way that other people do. And this is late, why this, why that. So I have to, it can be stressful, but like you said, about alignment, and learning how to create alignment has made things much more possible for me.
Oh, that's amazing. Time blindness is the first time I'm hearing that term, so a lot to learn. And it's also interesting. We deal with time, but we see it from a different perspective, which because you would think it's 4 o'clock, what's the big deal? But just hearing about your story, it's like, oh, there's another layer to it. There is something. You lost me there, didn't you? Yes, that's where I was going. Please introduce yourself and your story with time.
Thank you so much.
Thanks. Thank you for coming on, yourself and Olivia. So as it's the three of us, we're just gonna, banter around the different things that we've come across when it comes to time, and also share some of the strategies that we found that works for us for our individual styles, and why we're calling this time rebels. So we can kind of pose questions to each other to kind of make it interactive. And also, I'll be keeping an eye on YouTube if there's anything that comes up there as well. But most times than none is more later after it's gone live. So my first question then would be to the both of you. Do you do to-do lists? Because that's a big thing in, managing your time, having a to-do list. And there is also the narrative of do your to-do list the night before, so that when you wake up, you already know how you go about it. So do you use to-do lists, and how does it work or not work for you? Okay, that's interesting. So the to-do list works for you then.
Really, the second thing where
Okay, a two-layer approach. What about you, Lou? How does it work for you?
hey, so yeah,
No, it wasn't. It's actually quite interesting to see how you think your way through and how you approach your time. I have to confess, I am one of those people. I do thematic lists in regards to I have a theme. So maybe today I want to work on my sales page, or tomorrow I want to work on a client's dashboard or something or the other. And I kind of leave it fluid because then I tend to kind of jump from one thing to the other. So I'm one of those individuals that have, I think, about 5 windows. Of them have got 10 to 15 tabs open, and I use my tabs sometimes as my to-do list. So for what I'm working on, so if I close a tab, that means I'm done with it. And then oh, you lost me again?
Yeah.
Am I back? Can you hear me? Okay, I'll reload the page.
First, like you have to. Did you manage to get that on?
Yes, I hope so. Yes, internet was interneting. As you do, we got into capitalism already. Which is interesting, which plays a huge, huge part because there's a lot of time for money, money for time, and all that. which then impacts as to how you use your time and how efficient you are with your time. So when it comes to time, then let's explore a bit around the mindset that you need to be in. I know, Lou, Olivia, you've kind of touched on this a bit as well in regards to alignment, in regards to finding what works for you. But and also you mentioned as well just now about capitalism and asking yourself those questions, whether it's from a place of privilege or not. It's 24 hours, we have to make the most of it. So what kind of thought process should you be going through, or should you put yourself in to be able to make the most of your time? I'll start with Lou on this one. Not Soapy at all. Time is precious, and it's something that we should really hold close to our hearts. And it's the most, as we know, is the most finite thing that we've got. Time and our lives. We know that it comes to an end at some point. So making the most of it, whether it's business, life, as you say, girlfriending, wifing, mothering, friending, cousining, and all of that. But Wyclef just popped out. But Eva, we see you. If you want to contribute to the conversation, put your hands up and join us on stage. So how we go about it then, I think, oh, Lou, you kind of made your point there around, mindset, and I kind of dropped off as usual. So thank you guys for carrying on the conversation. And Olivia, please, over to you now on that point.
Great.
hitting the nail on the head there when you say money. It comes down to that as well. How do you value your time monetarily? But Ava, thanks for jumping on. What would you like to add to the conversation?
Okay, I yes.
Wow.
Yeah.
I'm snapping here. Like you literally hurricaned us through. Sorry, are we having a get together? I'm back online again, guys. Are we having a get together in Jamaica here? Is that what's going on? Okay. We've got Giselle here as well. Giselle, if you want to join the conversation, put your hands up. As you see, we're just, in a vibe, as we call it. Um, So when it comes then, so we've kind of covered the mindset of things. And please, if you stop hearing me, Lou, Olivia, please take over as you've already been doing. My net keeps, flopping. So we've kind of covered the whole mindset of being a time rebel and where you need to be. And we've spoken about being in alignment, taking ownership, looking at the monetary side as well all the time. That is the kind of mental space that you need to be in. And as you guys know or don't know, when it comes to things, I kind of focus on 4 pillars, and I call them the business pillars of success. We look at mindset, we look at your skill set, we look at your action tool set, and then we look at your action set. So that's mindset, skill set, tool set, action set. So what is the kind of skill set you need to have in place? Because a lot of people try to be productive, try different methodologies. What do you need physically? What kind of skills do you need to be able to, be a time rebel rather than, be a black sheep rather than be every other sheep, so to say? How do you own it? So if I go with you, Olivia, what are the skill sets that you have learned and what skill sets have you developed to?
So for me, big
Oh yes, that is a skill. Probably it also touches around, boundaries, being able to, have boundaries and enforcing those boundaries for better or worse. And the thing about boundaries as well is that we have to also respect that others might put boundaries towards us, where we put boundaries towards them. So being able to respect that as well. Oh, I was just about to ask. Okay, she's left. But now over to you then. On top of what Olivia has already shared, any skill sets when it comes to, you know, breaking the rules of productivity?
But you are a
It definitely did. It gave structure, it gave steps, and it kind of caters for those that need a little bit more, analytical one, compared to those that are more creative and they just need, a vision and they're able to formulate it as they can and they will. So this is really, really great. So we are moving on and we looked at how the mindset you require to be able to do this. We've shared some of the skill sets that you would need to be able to do this. And we have to understand as well that this is an ongoing task, not a one-hit wonder that when you do it once and that is it. It is ongoing and it evolves the way you are evolving. It evolves the way your needs evolves, and it also evolves with the way the dynamic of your relationships are evolving as well, whether it's with family that we've mentioned, whether it's with your career, whether it's with your business, whether it's with your clients, those will change over time. So you need to be able to cater for that within how you see productivity, also how you deliver productivity as well. So if we move ourselves to the next point, then around what are the tool sets now that you need? What are the practical things that you use to be able to either be a time rebel or not be a time rebel? Again, there is no right or wrong answer here. It's just about finding what, as we said, is in alignment with your personal needs. So we have a million and one out there. We have the Pomodoro method. We have the 5 seconds method. There are various ways, but I would like to explore what other ways or what unique ways have you come up with? What tools are you using to, maintain your rebelliousness, as we say? Lou, we can start with you on this one. Sure. You want to pass it on to Lydia?
I want to.
Yes. Oh, the alone time. That was a lot. That was a lot there. I am with your husband. I'm with your husband on the clock thing. That would drive me insane. The little tick, 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 tick. Oh Lord. But yeah, for me, actually, I use my environments. So, like, my kids are my time. I when they go to school, I know this is starting. When they get up, I know this is starting. When they get through the door, I know, oh, time is up, and this is what I need to do. So I kind of use them as my timer. And then when they're not around, I just get on with it. When I find myself, I start pacing, that means I need to take a break. So sometimes I'll just be sitting at the computer typing something, then stand up and start pacing. That's like, okay, stop. And then I kind of leave the house and go outdoors for a bit. So I just kind of use my environment. It kind of works better for me that way. But the flip side to that is when they're on holidays, I struggle a lot more because I just go on holiday with them. So half terms, breaks, yeah, they're not fun times for me because then I have to actively, force myself to, like, okay, get on with work. You're not on holiday, they're on holiday, so behave yourself. But Habiba, again, what do you want to, join into the conversation and tell us what your tools set is when it comes to productivity and time management? Habiba, you still there? Okay. Yeah. Hello, Maria. If you want to join the conversation, please, join the stage. Let's have a chin wag, as we say. Okay, so here we are, guys. We have covered mindset. We have covered skill set. We have covered tool set. And Lou already started covering action set for us in regards to what actions you need to take. And if you've been listening from the very beginning, we kind of covered it here and there when we're talking about all the other sets, all the other pillars you need to be able to be successful as a terrible when it comes to your productivity. A lot of it has always come back to you. You are the focal point around all of this. You are the focal point when it comes to what works and what doesn't work. So it all comes back to you. So when we're looking now then at action sets, action set is what daily actions you need to take to make sure that you're on top of it, to make sure that you are feeling productive, to make sure that you're putting yourself in the position to win. I love myself a quick cheat hack to make sure that I am winning every day. And I do call it cheat because sometimes you just, got to do what you got to need to do to be able to put yourself in the position where you're not feeling negative, where you're not feeling like you're not achieving anything. Because within every 24 hours, you are achieving something. It's just looking for that and making sure that you're acknowledging that, okay, I might have decided that today I was going to, example say, write out all the notes from a client call, but I just managed to be able to, cook dinner. It's a win. Let's take it because you had to cook dinner that day. You were not going to starve. So it's always about positioning yourself to win and make sure that we acknowledge that win. So my action set is, again, daily. I kind of do it the night before. I look at what it is that I've accomplished and what it is that needs doing, and just jot down, okay, these things are outstanding. I have an ongoing list next to me of the themes that I'm doing. And sometimes when I do find myself that the theme is too big, I then break it down. For me, it is a joy to cross things out of my list. And you will not believe it, I put things down just to cross it off after I have done it, just so that I could cross it off the list. You can call it ASMR, you can call it ADHD, I don't know what it is, but it works for me because it makes me feel like a winner. Okay, so I'm going to pass the baton to Lou. Lou, what are your action sets to make you feel like a winner here? Loving that, celebrating the pockets of life, and we have many pockets. What cargo pants? It's cargo pants that have loads of pockets, right? I think, yeah. So yeah, let's celebrate the pockets, not the whole cargo pants, because sometimes the cargo pants might be a bit ripped and trimmed and stonewashed, as we call them in the jeans world. But yeah, we've got Habiba. So Habiba, if you can jump in and say what your action sets are or join the conversation, and then we go to Olivia and see what she's got under her bonnet. So Habiba, off you. Hello there. You loud. Yes, loud and clear. Yes, we yes we can. Carry on. Mhm. Yes, we can hear you. Oh, okay. No, we can hear you okay. We can hear you okay. Thanks so much for joining. And thanks so much for coming on stage. Thank you. And Maria is back as well. Maria, if you want to jump on stage, please, you're welcome. Lou, you were going to say something?
No,
Awesome. Okay. So that is basically us when it comes to, okay, how are you a time rebel? And the whole concept about the time rebel is not necessarily like saying that everything that's out there is not working. The time rebel element is that we are not following we're not following the shepherd like sheep. We are being aware, we are being intentional in regards to what it is that we're doing, how we're doing it, and why we are doing it. And at the end of the day, it's about having a fulfilling life, it's about having a lived life full of pockets, as we say, a lived life full of pockets, so that we're able to leave behind not only a stash of cash, a stack of stack, not only a stash of cash, but also memories and stories that can be passed down, for generations to come that we are proud of. That is why it's important to kind of be actively looking at, okay, how am I being productive? And productivity doesn't only relate, which Lou kind of brought up, doesn't only relate to, business. Productivity in regards to life, in regards to the different hoods that you have in your life, motherhood, parenthood, businesshood, friendhood, all the hoods. How are you living that to the fullest, and how are you making time for those, and how are you productive with the time that you're dedicating to those? So what I'm going to do now, as we come to the hour, is do around. So I'm going to jump. Ava, you're still with us? Yeah, hopefully. No? Okay. So just Lou and Olivia, I'm going to do a quick fire around some of the time quotes that we hear around, and then you can just give me a quick comeback, and then I move to the next one. So I'm going to start with you, Lou. Yeah? Why Why to-do lists are killing your productivity? A quick fire back. Okay. All right. Awesome. Okay. Thanks for that. You agree with the to-do list. I do as well, to be fair. Just make it your own. That is for sure. And okay. Then we go to Olivia. Olivia, your one is the myth of multitasking. Why doing less gets more done? Okay. Ooh, the potency. I just love that word. It just sounds powerful just saying it. Ava, you're back in the room. I'm going to throw you this question. You're with us? Uh, okay. So back to you, Lou. All right, she was. Back to you, Lou, then. Um, what is it? Procrastination as a tool, harnessing the power of last minute motivation. Okay. Lou, you're not liking any of these words at all, are you? But yes, it is definitely a thing. There's a re-education that needs to take place. But in the meantime, please, anywhere that you could see where we can reframe things to better position ourselves, jump in and tell us what the reframe is, because just one word can make a massive shift in somebody's way of thinking and viewing things. So I'm going to try Eva again on my fifth one. Eva. Okay, no problem. No, glad to still have you here. So my next one is why inbox zero is a waste of time. Yes. No. Okay. It's making sure that your inbox is empty. Okay. Sure, please.
Once again,
I am an in-betweener. So I love creating rules in my inbox where things go into specific inbox and they're not cluttering my main feed, so that I decide when I want to deal with it and it's not just there staring at me. So if it's something I need to respond to, I respond. If not, there is already a rule in place to put it where it needs to be until I go there and search for it and go through it and so forth. So that's the way it works for me. And I do feel good when my inbox is not, in the thousands. And the ones that are in the thousands are usually, the email that you use, so you can get your free lead magnets and then they can spam that. But I have to keep it tidy because there's something that needs to be dealt with and I deal with it accordingly. So I'm in between. Olivia?
where I cannot.
That's a good one. That is a good one. I just realized as you were saying, I have like 4 different emails. So for different things. So definitely the family one takes priority over everything. Then obviously there's the ones that the clients go to. Then there's the ones that people with information, like the info@yourdomain.com. That one separated. So and separating it already prioritizes it in my head. So that's good. Okay. Boundaries. Okay, so I'm gonna have a last one. I actually had 10, but I'm gonna stop at number 5. for sake of time as well. So the fifth one to everybody here on stage was the case against early risers, why night owls might have it right. So what are you, an early riser or a night owl? Let's hit it off with Olivia.
My business.
Oh boy, that would be interesting. What about yourself, Lou? Early riser or night owl? Yeah, that is interesting that you seem to be changing and shifting and molding as time requires you. So that is interesting. Eva, what about you? Or Alva? Why do I keep calling you Eva? Okay. All right. So it seems like the room has a lot of night owls. I'm definitely a night owl, but yeah, as you know, the kids don't feed themselves in the scenario, so you have to kind of get up then. But when we talk about early risers, I am thinking the 4 o'clock crew. That ain't happening. That's never happened. If you see me awake at 4 o'clock, that means I haven't gone to bed yet. What's the big it's um, no. It could be a mother thing. I don't know. I wasn't one of those mothers. Thank goodness my kids slept. And if I was, probably the tit would just be hanging and they could latch on when they need to, kind of person. You know what I'm saying? But definitely a night owl here. It just works better. It's just quiet. You just own the. It is definitely an early riser. So Glory.
white hair, curly hairstyle. So sorry.
I think, okay. All right, ladies, gents, and what do I say, Lou? Okay. Ladies, gents, and people, let's bring this to a close. Thank you very much, everybody, kind of jumping in and sharing your thoughts here. I think we've kind of learned a lot around how to go about productivity, how to own it, but also seeing how different people are using the same things, but in such diverse and unique ways that can give us ideas as well when, our stuff might not necessarily work anymore or might not necessarily be appropriate for that point in time. So love, love, love this conversation. Thanks, Lou. Thanks, Olivia. Thanks, Eva. Thanks, Habiba. Thanks, Maria. Thanks, yeah, thank you. Have a good day. Bye bye. Ciao.